God got me all the way together. So let me explain. Not long ago, I was listening to the testimony of Queen on the We Need to Talk podcast, and she said that she heard from the Spirit that even if she doesn't do what God told her to do, He would use her anyway and she would still go to hell.
God just took me to the room of the living dead, and he took me to the gates of hell, and he brought me back. And I said, Jeff, he told me, he warned me. I said, Jeff, he told me, he said, you serve me not at all. He was telling me that he was going to use me regardless. I said, do you hear me? He told me he was going to use me regardless. It didn't matter whether I surrendered or not. He told me. He was letting me know, I got a call on your life. I don't care what you do. But the number of people that I called to be saved through you, I'ma use you. But you will die and go to hell.
And I thought about that and I've been thinking about that. And I was like, man, we do so much in life, right? We're like, okay, you know what? I want to get this done. I want to get that done. And we seldom question those things because it's something that we want. It's something that our heart desires. But when it comes to the things of God, we sometimes question whether or not it's us or it's God. And I think that's fair to ask that question. But I started to think about the fact that I oftentimes will things that are just common, natural, we just do. We don't think about getting into a car. We don't think about getting on a bus. We don't think about getting on a plane, getting on a train. We trust whoever is in the driver's seat, even though we've never met them. But when it comes to God and we hear things, we're like, I don't know. Can I trust that? Is it me? Is it God? You know what I'm saying? And so then we go in this circle, which sometimes will delay us. And it made me think that's probably by design. The enemy wants us to question the things that may be spiritual from God, but things that are natural, the things that we can see, even if we don't actually see them, we have more faith in those things. Like, for instance, I heard a pastor one time say, when you sit in a chair, you have faith that that chair is going to hold you up. We don't think that the chair may give out. And so I was thinking about that in the context of doing whatever you feel led to do as it relates to sharing a testimony or what have you. And I was like, you know what? Much like in the book of Esther, Mordecai told Esther, if you don't do it, surely there will be someone else who will rise up and do what you wouldn't do. And so I thought about that thing combined with what Queen said about the fact that regardless if you choose to do it or not, God is going to get somebody else to do it. And that somebody could be you, but we have to be willing to obey whatever it is that God told us to do or what we feel led to do. And sometimes we have to move, even if we don't know all the steps. God may just test us a little bit to say, you know what? Are you really going to follow me or are you going to do what you're used to? And a lot of times we want to do what we're used to because it's comfortable. Because when God calls you to do something, most of the time it's uncomfortable. Like with Jonah, me and one of my friends were talking about that, how when God told Jonah to go to Nineveh, he was like, wait a minute, you want me to go tell who? You want me to go tell them? Because if I go tell them, they might take me out. And so that's kind of how it feels. We're like, if I talk about God, I might get crucified on the internet. Because the word says they hated Jesus first. So what do we think they're going to do to us? We might get crucified too if we do what God called us to do. But as we think about that, is it worth the risk? We take risk all the time in life, and like myself included. I'm not trying to be preachy, but I'm just saying, like in real life, we take risk all the time. But when God calls us, we question if it's real. Just some food for thought. Just some food for thought. Let me know what you think. Have you ever felt like this?
He said, you serve me with your whole heart. Because if you don't, I'll use you. That others will be saved through you, but you will die and go to hell. You tell them, I said, tithing and offering is a commandment. You tell them, I said, this is how my word is preached. This is how my churches are taken care of. You tell them, I said it. The feeling came back into my body and I sat up and I started to scream. I mean, I was screaming so loud. I was in an apartment building. I don't even understand how SWAT didn't show up in my house. My apartment just kicked the door because I was screaming. I was out of my mind, terrified with pure fear. Then I heard a voice. Sweetest voice I had ever heard in my whole life. And when this voice called my name, I could just feel love dripping from my name. And it was the voice of the Holy Spirit. And he said, Queen, follow me. I'll teach you how to walk right. Queen, follow me. I'll teach you how to live right. Queen, follow me. I'll teach you how to love. Follow me. Oh, God. I started to scream. Everything I knew about Jesus was gone. It was everything I'd ever heard about Jesus went out the window. We're talking about the Creator. We're talking about the most famous being in the history of the world.